And we're back. Welcome back to Curtis Talks Chelsea. Good to have you back on this sunny day. What a day it is out there today. Short weather, the shorts are out finally, and hopefully it's going to be a good weekend of football, especially for Chelsea in a semi-final against Leeds. So we'll be talking about Chelsea versus Leeds, and also we'll be talking about the state of the club regarding managers, okay? So we're going to be talking about Liam Rosenior going, I'm not surprised, and the managers that we are being linked with. So please stay tuned, please like and subscribe the video, comments below. We've got a lot to get through. Thank you for listening. So before we kick off talking about Chelsea versus Leeds at Wembley on Sunday, we've got some information regarding some of the protests that will be taking place. Before we get on to that, let's talk about Liam Rosenior. Finally, he's gone. Finally, okay? Seems like a long time coming. He was hardly at the club 2 minutes. But he's out the door, and for him and for Chelsea, I think it was the best possible outcome. You can't go 5 games without a win. 5 games without a win since 1912. The last time we done it. That's a long time ago. Not only is it a long time ago, it's the last time Chelsea lost 5 games in a row as Chelsea Football Club. Astonishing. The same year the Titanic sunk. That's how long we're going back. So that record is just not acceptable, and that's the reason why we've given him the chop. Rosenior's gone, and we need to move on. So I've given this a little bit of thought, as most Chelsea fans have done recently, about who they want to come in and take over that throne. And believe it or not, it's not a position that there'll be head coaches, managers out there thinking, yeah, this is for me, this is for me. Reason being is because the state of the club, the state of Clear Lake, what they've done, and the ownership at Chelsea. However, from the rumours that are circulating around social media, there is an interest in becoming Chelsea manager, which is good for us, which is good for me, because that's what we need. We need somebody, high-profile name, to come in. Who's that going to be? We've heard about Iraola from Bournemouth. He's looking for a job in the summer. Glasner, Crystal Palace manager, he's going to be free in the summer. So there's a couple of Premier League proven managers out on the market that we could snap up. And then you look abroad. Okay, Xabi Alonso, terrible time at Real Madrid. A lot of egos to deal with. Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, them type of players, them Galacticos as they call them, they've got strong personalities, and they were running the dressing room, not the manager. So unfortunately for Xabi Alonso, it didn't work out. He would be a great name to put forward, as would Cesc Fabregas. What he's done for Como in the Serie A is on another level. Getting them promoted, and they're pushing for Champions League spot. Can you believe that? Just after getting promoted, they're pushing for that Champions League place. They're a few points behind. So he's got a project there. He's got a good squad. Will he want to jump as soon as this summer for that Chelsea position? I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. It'd be a big gamble for Chelsea, big gamble for Cesc Fabregas. Although I like him a lot. Great potential, great style of football, possession-based football, as would Xabi Alonso bring that. Xabi Alonso's teams, if we look back at Bayern Leverkusen when they won the Bundesliga ahead of Bayern Munich, they dominated that midfield, and they've relied on the wing-backs to get forward. So for Chelsea, that would be fantastic. If it happens, I don't know. I'm going to put it to you like this. There's one name that I'm interested in, and that's Julian Nagelsmann. Now, those of you that don't know who Julian Nagelsmann is, he's a German head coach currently going into the World Cup. So if we do get Nagelsmann, he won't be free till after the World Cup. But we was linked to him before, just like Luis Enrique, who then decided to go to Paris Saint-Germain. Julian Nagelsmann was a name that was being mentioned. His representatives spoke directly with Chelsea. I'm sure he spoke directly with Chelsea. So that's one we could get over the line. Lots of potential. The guy's a mastermind. He's only a young manager, but he knows what he's doing. That's why he's in the German international team, to get them to win the World Cup. So lots of names thrown around there. So I want you to tell me who you think would be the ideal manager to take over at Chelsea. It's a hard one. It is a hard one. Frank Lampard, we know, he's just got Coventry promoted He's not going to take over Chelsea. Whoever thinks that Frank Lampard's going to come to Chelsea when he's just promoted Coventry, it's not going to happen. Dream on. John Terry was very, 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 very clear in his social media post what he thinks of the ownership at Chelsea and where Chelsea are going. Okay, he's just as alarmed as the fans are. So there's no way in hell that John Terry's going to be brought in, even till the end of the season. That's why we've got Callum McFarlane. He's been there, he's done that. And I believe with this Callum McFarlane, he will get us the results to the end of the season that we need. But saying that, it's out of our hands. Champions League's out of our hands. I just think with Callum McFarlane, players know him quite well. They're going to perform better with a McFarlane in charge than a Rosenior. Yeah, happy days. Rosenior is gone. Move on. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. He kind of got thrown under the bus by the players last game of the season. Not nice to see anyone for that to happen to, but it's football. It's brutal. Brutal out there. So he's got to deal with it. Chelsea got to deal with it. He's going to walk away with a nice bit of money. Again, Chelsea are forking out for a manager they've sacked or mutually agreed to leave. Whatever you call it, it's costing Chelsea money. So, yeah, as I said, Xabi Alonso, Cesc Fabregas, Julian Nagelsmann for me. The others I'm not really interested in. I'm interested in a big name. They're the big names out there. There's plenty more. Frank Lampard, Jose Mourinho, Chelsea backgrounds we can put in the mix. But for me, it's them three. I'm going with them three. Hopefully one of them gets the job. Now we're going to move on swiftly to one of the biggest games of Chelsea's season, and that's the FA Cup semi-final this Sunday, 3 p.m. against Leeds United. Fierce rivals, lots of history. Fans hate each other. Chelsea and Leeds is going to be an absolute cracker after the Man City Southampton other semi-final on Saturday, which we all know Man City will win that game. But good luck to Southampton. It'd be great if they can get another upset like they upset Arsenal, but I can't see it happening. So, Chelsea Leeds, what are we saying? What are we saying about that game? It's going to be tight. It's a one-off game. Leeds have just grabbed a late equaliser in the week against Bournemouth. So confidence should be high for them. I'd say they're safe in the Premier League now, away from that relegation spot. So they're going to go for it, and Chelsea are going to go for it. And we need this. We need this trophy. And I believe we can. Let's say that again. We believe we can beat Leeds and we can get to the final. We can do it. We can do this. We can get to the final. If it's City and Southampton, whoever it is, it's a one-off game. Just give it your best. But we'll beat Leeds. We've got too much quality. Too much quality, even without a Liam Rosenior there. Callum McFarlane is going to do what he does best. He's going to get us the win. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a cagey game. But as much as I'm looking forward to the game, I'm looking forward to the result, getting that win in the semi-final at Wembley. Anytime you're at Wembley and you get a win, it's phenomenal. It's all the drama that's gone into the protest last week, okay? So we had a massive Blueco protest at the bridge last week where we got Strasbourg to come down as well. Unite against Blueco and Clear Lake. Well, it's kind of happening again at Wembley. So those of you that are making the journey down or up to Wembley, wherever you're coming from, the Chelsea fans are not a Project FC. You might have heard of them. They're the guys that set the protest up last weekend. They put a fundraiser to raise some money. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to say the specific amount. To raise some money to put a Blueco banner up. Yeah, on a van. Just drive around the stadium. Blueco out. Well, this is how quickly they raised the money, within an hour. Within an hour, they've raised that funds. They've put it in place. It's ready to go for Sunday. That's crazy, okay? They just put the message out there within an hour. The money's there, everything they need to get that in place, to get that set up. And again, to send a message. And what better time to send a message in a semi-final of the FA Cup? One of the most historical cups in the world is the FA Cup. Lots of people around the world will be watching it, regardless of who's playing. It's the FA Cup semi-final. It's absolutely massive. Keep your eyes out for that one. Look on social media. There should be a lot about it. So Not a Project FC. They will be organising that. And bet your bottom dollar there'll be lots of protests going on. So there you have it. New manager, not yet confirmed. We don't know if that's going to happen during the World Cup, before the World Cup, after the World Cup. Who knows? Position is vacant. We need to fill it. We need to fill it soon. And we just need to get moving. We need to get a guy in who is going to then have a good pre-season and be able to get players in for their system. It's no good waiting till the season's about to start and you're getting someone in. That's my main concern with Julian Nagelsmann, is the World Cup on the horizon. However, the likes of Xabi Alonso, Cesc Fabregas, we know he's manager of Como. These guys could be absolutely fantastic to come into the club. So I'm sure you've got at the back of your mind who you're thinking would be ideal. So please let me know. Again, lots of Prem managers that will be about contracts coming to an end at the end of this season. Silva from Fulham is another one. So lots of names throwing around, as there always is in football, and especially with Chelsea FC. Thank you for listening. Come on the Chelsea. And don't forget, Blue Coat out.